Hey YouTube, welcome back to day 27 of our 30-day spooky challenge where we're aiming to create a Halloween themed island. We have 3 simple rules to follow. We need to start and finish a new island in 30 IRL days. Time travel is okay, and there is no DLC or Nintendo Switch Online allowed. We are getting pretty close now, so as always, thank you so much for watching, especially this far, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, we have a very busy day today because we've got lots of things to just finish and tidy up, and lots of little things we kind of still need to get done. But first, I just want to show you some improvements to the pumpkin carving area. So it felt a little unfinished to me, so I just changed things around a little bit and did some customization, and I think it looks really awesome now. We've got an actual table for the knife blocks and a box where everyone can do the carving. They've got their pumpkins at the ready. We haven't got the trophy case yet, so I just put a crafting bench here because I needed one around this area anyway, so I just thought I'd put that there for now. And then we've just added some subtle details like another table, and then just some papers, maybe some leaflets that they hand out with the pumpkins, some safety guidelines, and I just think it looks so much better now. And of course I added the trees at the back, and adding a barrier of trees always makes things look cool anyway. And we have a Nook sign just in case people missed the giant Nook's Cranny building right there. You might notice a few little differences. Oh, hey, Flick, maybe we could do some bug catching later. You might notice a few little differences here and there. I've just started to even up the patches a little bit by trying to mirror the design the other side. But first, I think we're going to maybe try and tackle a few changes around the grotto area. Now, before we decorate more of our spooky island, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, who is none other than Wildflowers. Wildflowers is a cozy story-based life sim game full of magic and whimsical cottagecore aesthetics. Here you play as Tara Wild through a heartfelt journey to become a witch, one who farms by day and casts spells by night. As the story unfolds, you'll not only harvest crops and care for animals, but you'll develop magical crafts and spells, the whole time getting to know a memorable and intriguing cast of fully voice-acted characters. Develop your farm, fly your broomstick, discover backstories, build friendships, and shape Tara's identity through important milestones and optional romances. With 35 to 60 plus hours of immersive gameplay and the ability to turn into a cat, you'll enjoy every minute of Fairhaven. There's magic in the little things too. Plus, it's almost the spooky season, so why not check out Wildflowers today? You can download it now on Apple Arcade, Nintendo Switch, and Steam through the link in my description. Once again, I'd like to thank Wildflowers for sponsoring today's video. So first things first is a popular feedback has been to reduce the number of apples, and I agree. I thought they looked a bit too big, so we're just going to maybe remove a couple of these trees and replace some of them with cedar trees. Okay, we're just going to take a couple of trees out on the edges. I think we'll leave the middle one there. Maybe this one. Yeah, and I'm thinking this one here as well. And we're just going to replace them with cedar trees. It makes sense anyway, because we've got all the cedar trees on the upper cliff. So we only really put the apples here because it was like, in case they need them for the potions. But it makes much more sense to kind of mix and match the trees here, I think. That looks a lot better already. And I'm thinking this one probably needs to go as well. There we go. And then it's just a case of putting the furniture back and the last spooky tree back. And that is the grotto now. We did craft some more spooky trees as well, just to fill up this area here. But as we go down, it just looks a bit more foresty with the cedar trees there. And I still think it's cool to have a couple of apple trees, but I think that looks loads better. So thank you so much for the feedback. Now, whilst we're working on the grotto area, I really want to do something with the back of it. I want to bring the cliffs all the way up to the house and then put some more trees behind it to give it a bit of a foresty backdrop. So really today we're just going to do lots of little things like this, not a specific build, just lots of odd jobs, I guess. Okay, let's get to terraforming. If we move this well as well, we can also just fill in this bit and just extend that a little bit as well. Okay, so we've maxed out the cliff space behind the house and kind of buried it in the cliff a little bit. Just need to sort this little tile out here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got a bit of land to work with. So we're just going to plant some trees directly behind the house. There we go. So we should have a bit of a backdrop now. When we get lots more growing vines, we can put some vines on the side of the cliffs as well. I think that would look pretty cool. Actually, I'm wondering if we can have a bit of a waterfall here. It might be pretty cool to have a bit of a waterfall. We might have to adjust the trees again. There we go. That's actually looking pretty cool. So we're just going to join this waterfall up to the pond as well and maybe make this waterfall a bit thinner. And just like that, we have a nice new double waterfall. Just experimenting here, but I think it looks quite cool because it's almost like it's heading out to the rocks down there. Okay, next up, I think we really need to find out what our island rating is and probably get another bridge. I find myself when I'm doing lots of little things like tidying up and stuff, I could really use a bridge here because if we check the map, we've got one right behind above the house near the grotto, and we've got one just above resident services. And where we are now, we could really use a bridge there as well. So if we've got time, we'll probably grab a new bridge. But I'm really curious to see what our island rating is. We have a lot of furniture, so let's check it out. Hey Isabel, give us some good news, please. Oh Maury, it's great to see you. How can I help today? Oh, dare we even ask? Let's talk island evals. So you're curious about the current image of Maury Weed. I mean, if it's not a 4-star by now, we don't have much hopes of getting a 5-star. Oh, right now Maureen has a 4-star rating. This is big. We're a regular on many folks' list of top 10 places they'd like to visit. Well, there you have it. With such a high rating, there's not much to complain about. Though I do have one teeny tiny concern. Some of our feedback mentions there are too many items lying around. So clearly Isabel's a little bit annoyed about the pumpkins we've got laying around. But before we tidy the pumpkins up, let's just go and get a new bridge real quick. Ah, Maury, hello. Okay, we'll go for another suspension bridge just because I really don't like the log bridge. And the next cheapest is the suspension bridge, and it doesn't look too bad. A suspension bridge, and you're sure about this? You want to proceed with this bridge? Yes, please. Okay, this is going to lead us to the area where hopefully we have a wheat maze at something. That's probably going to be the next episode. I think we're going to try and make a wheat maze. But when you're coming from this direction, it's just a bit annoying to have to go all the way around here or all the way back to resident services. So I think we should be able to get a bridge through here, and that would be pretty cool. Let's have a look. Perfect. I have widened this a little bit. I brought the river down a tile just to give us a little bit more space to work with when we do a wheat maze. I picked a spot for the bridge. Let the land connect. There we go. So that would just save a lot of, well, it only saves a few seconds in reality, but it's nice just to have an extra bridge. Plus, it will help boost our island rating. So we'll pay that off a little later. Ooh, I wonder. I just happened to time travel back to September, so I wonder if we can take part in the bug off real quick and see if we can get some of the insect items. Wonderful, that's great. I think you'll find it illuminating and fun. Okay, I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes. You're going to catch bugs. Any kind, just catch a lot. Okay, let's go. I'm just going to head straight to the flowers, I think, because that's probably where all the bugs are, because I can't actually see any right now. Vivian, where are all the bugs? We did it! We got 10 bugs! Hey, how was it? Did you make progress on your personal journey towards true infestation? That sounds gross. Behold a toy cockroach! Maybe we'll try again. Behold a spider web! That's what I'm talking about! I love how everyone's using the orange net as well. Yay! Okay, we're gonna try and make something here with the entrance. I was thinking some waterfalls or something like that. So we'll just put some cliffs up and see what we can come up with. Okay, we don't have much to work with that side, but we can do a bit more this side. Okay, we have a bit more land to work with that side. So let's try and put some waterfalls in. I was thinking just some little ones. There we go. And then maybe some trees on top. These waterfalls are too noisy. They've got to go. Ah, yeah, they're too noisy and they didn't really add anything to it. So I think what we're going to try instead is the tree on edge glitch, because we don't have much space to work with. So it is possible with help of the water tool to get trees on the edges of cliffs. I think maybe it'd be cool to make a bit of a tree edge glitch archway. We'll get rid of the path first because we need some space to work with here. Okay, and the idea is to have some trees about here and probably here. There's one. And there's two. And now we can just get rid of the cliffs like this. which is super satisfying. And just like that, we have some trees on the edge of the cliff. And I think at night, if we put some lights and lanterns down here, it's going to look so cool. So we'll just go ahead down and do the same on the other side. Okay, I had to do it slightly different because the trees were so close together, but we have got the edge tree here and the edge tree there, and then we've got a bit of a walkway through, so it's a bit of a spooky walkway, I guess. If we round off some of the corners, I think it looks really cool. So you come in, you're like, oh, scary forest. Obviously we'll put more trees there, but also I was thinking, because we haven't had much luck with the hybrids that we've been growing, we're just going to move what we do have to the entrance, because despite watering them loads, we haven't really managed to get many. I think it's because we've been time traveling, plus I forget to water them. So with the ones that we do have, we're going to scatter them around the entrance, I think, and eventually Jack's whole face is just going to be a massive forest. Okay, we have some more trees, and then we're just going to scatter some of the hybrids around, I think. Just in random places. And I think we need to craft some spooky furniture. And there we go. We've crafted a few spooky towers and spooky lanterns. But of course, we're going to want to see what it looks like at night. So let's do a little bit of time travel. Whoa. We've landed. And of course, we get to see what our pumpkin carving area looks like now at nighttime as well. Probably could use some more lights, actually. Maybe we should just turn these around. Cool. Okay, so this is the entrance we're working with at the moment. I think we're just going to scatter some of the spooky furniture around on the cliffs. Okay, there we go. We've got a bit of a spooky entrance there. It does look really good at night with all the lights. But I think it needs some scarecrows or something. So we're going to go and craft some scarecrows. Okay, we have some scarecrows. Not quite sure how scary they are, but... And then we'll just place the last one in there. And the last thing to do is add a bit of a path through here. I'm thinking... I've always wanted to go for the dirt path, but I think just to change it up, we'll use the stone path. And maybe we'll alternate tiles, so it's like leading them somewhere. And there we go. And now we have a fairly basic, but I guess a little bit spooky entrance. Just making use of the orange hybrids that we haven't been able to do anything with. A few spooky items and the tree glitch. So I think that works pretty well. It makes for a little bit of a spooky entrance without having to do anything like super amazing, because we don't have much space to work with. So yeah, hopefully you like it. That took way longer than I care to admit, but hopefully it's a worthy entrance. So I think that's a good place to wrap it up. In the next episode, we'll definitely make sure to try and create a wheat maze in the area we have left over there. But we have successfully updated the grotto, made a few changes around the island, and worked on our entrance. Of course, once again, I'd like to thank Wildflowers for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check it out using the link in my description. Fairhaven awaits you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the patrons and the channel members for making this happen. I thank you, the viewers thank you, and we all appreciate you. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!